everyone. Welcome. We have wrapped up week 2 and we are heading into week 3 of our 21-day challenge. And at this point, you may be experiencing this settling into a rhythm as you're becoming really familiar with this practice. You know, it is simple. It's a 3-minute breath and movement focused meditation. It's also incredibly potent, and that potency comes from the consistency. So doing this practice every day, it's this, little dose of medicine that you're giving yourself every day. And when we are developing any new habit, really taking it into its simplest form, breaking an activity down into its most simple form and building the habit from that place. So, for example, here we're doing, this 3-minute movement and breath focused meditation. That's the piece that we're committing to. We may come together and do a little bit more movement prior to, in preparation for, our meditation, but that's not the essential piece that we're working on building. Now, when we do hold this consistent practice, I often think, what is going on physiologically in the body that we are experiencing? And on a cellular level, our bodies are doing something called cellular regeneration. And cellular regeneration is exactly what it sounds like, that every certain number of days, our cells, different cells in our body, are regenerating. They're splitting, they're healing themselves, they are, developing new cells. And so when we have this practice that is coupled with what's happening physiologically in our body, we can have an influence on the health and the nourishment of our cells. So for example, our epithelial cells, our skin cells, regenerate on average every 21 days. So it's anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks that we are getting a new set of epithelial cells. And but if we split that right down the middle, it's 3 weeks, 21 days. And in the practice that we're experiencing, that we're working with, we're doing this focused inhale and exhale as we're moving. So that is really pumping this oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange in our body. It's pushing this fresh oxygen all throughout our blood, and that is providing nourishment for our cells, our epithelial cells here, as they are going through their regeneration phases. So holding this consistent practice, allowing for this oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange to fuel our cellular processes is really incredible, and we're having a direct influence on the physiologic changes that are happening in our bodies just by doing this small, consistent, simple practice. I love thinking of this as a way to stay motivated to keep up with the practice. When it gets hard, when you don't want to do it, think of what is what is the impact on our internal systems, on our physiologic systems. And when you come to reach the end of your 21 days, you get to make a choice of, do I pause here and just and see how that felt? Have I really enjoyed having a daily practice? And do I want to keep doing the same practice for maybe 40 days, for 100 days, or for the next year? You get to make that choice. Or you could also consider, maybe I'd like to try another practice for 21 days. So just know that you have that coming up and you get to make that choice and see where it takes you. You've worked so hard to build this consistent practice, and it has come to serve as this litmus test, this moment in time where you just sit and be, and you get to kind of check in with yourself and see how are things going. And it brings an awareness into the domains of our life that we're experiencing from day to day. So really, particularly, it helps us be aware of our energetic levels or our energetic expenditure, right? How much we're giving, how much we're receiving. It brings us into awareness of how we're caring for ourselves, and also just informs, what do we need maybe a little bit more of or a little bit less of. So just by taking this moment of our day to check in with ourselves, do this little inventory, if you will, of what's here, what's missing, what do I need more of, what do I need less of, and then again, we get to make this choice of, do we do that or do we not? But it really just lets us kind of slow down, check in with ourselves and how we're showing up in the world and showing up in our worlds. So over these next, over this next week, these next final days, just notice what starts to come up for you. What are you noticing from your practice? What are you noticing inside of you, in the world around you? What's changing? What maybe is the same? And trust that you are having a direct influence on these changes that you're seeing. This isn't happening by, just by chance. You are directly influencing these parts of the world around you from the practice that you are doing. That's worth acknowledging, owning, and just sitting with and seeing, how does that feel for you to take control in that way. So on that note, let's prepare for our practice. We'll tune in as we do. We'll come into a little bit of movement, and then we'll settle in for our meditation practice together, followed by a bit of quiet sitting. And that is what we'll have in store for our time together today. So go ahead and make your comfortable seat if you aren't there already. You can certainly sit in a chair for this if that feels appropriate, or you can build yourself a nice tall throne. You're welcome to just sit on the floor if you like as well. We'll land here for a moment. Just allowing the breath to settle. Allow your gaze to settle. Maybe the eyes close down here. Go ahead and rub the palms of the hands together. Feeling into the sensation of your ability to generate heat or warmth, change. Bring the hands into heart center. Thumb is in contact with the sternum, so feel that bony plate at the center of your chest with your thumbs. The right and the left hands are pressing equally into one another. Feeling the breath pumping from the navel center. So inhale, feel the belly expand, navel is pressing outwards. Feel the rib cages filling. Lungs extend all the way up to your collarbones. Fill all the way up above the collarbones. And exhale. Engage in the root lock, draw up on the perineum, pelvic floor draws up and in. Inhale. Belly expands, lungs expand. There's a slight tuck of the chin. You can turn the gaze to look in between the eyebrows for third eye gaze. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. And exhale. Third breath in to tune in. We'll do the Adi mantra 3 times and the Mangala Charan mantra 4 times. Ang Namo Guru Dev Namo Ang Namo Guru Dev Namo Ang Namo Guru Dev Namo Adgure Name Jugadgure Name Satgure Name Siti Gurudeve Name Adgure Name Jugadgure Name Satgure Name Siti Gurudeve Name Adgure Name Jugadgure Name Satgure Name Siti Gurudeve Name Adgure Name Jugadgure Name Satgure Name Siti Gurudeve Name. Take a full deep breath in. Suspending the breath at the top. And exhale. Satnam, welcome to your practice. Welcome. We will start today. Actually going to come to stand all the way up. You can certainly take your time coming to your standing position. And let me just cue up here for us. Great. So we're going to start today feet about hips distance apart. We'll start with some hip circles. So just start circling the hips around body can just kind of follow. Working with the range that you have today. It's like you're doing a big hula hoop. Beautiful. Go ahead and change directions. Nice big hip circles. Stretching back, stretching front. And have a soft bend in the knees. Eyes can be open or closed, yogi's choice. Make a figure 8 with the hips. It's a little bit of a mental challenge, but you'll circle back with the left hip, circle front with the left hip, circle back with the right hip, and front with the right hip. And then you can just keep moving in this pattern. Drawing a big 8 with the hips. Don't overthink it. Allow the movement to come. Amazing. Good, and when you're ready, we'll change direction. So we'll start going back with the right hip, and front with the right hip, then back with the left, and front with the left. Always working within your range, within what feels good for you. Just let it be this little dance with yourself as you start. Okay, go ahead and bring that back into center. Maybe shake the hips out, shake the legs out, shake the arms. We'll find Dhyan Mudra, the index finger and thumbs come to touch. 3 fingers extend up. And we'll come into yogi marches. So inhale, right foot lifts up, hands extend up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left side. Exhale, down. In, out. In, out. In, out. Good. Keep going here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Powerful breath. Find a focus point that's in front of you. Maybe you're looking out a window. Maybe you're outside. Maybe there's a focus point on your wall that you can look at. Start to call in whatever it is that you are committing to, where your practice is taking you today. Inhale, exhale. Nice. Keep going here. You can always pause the movement if you need to pause the movement, but stick with the breath practice. Keep that powerful inhale and exhale. We're almost there. Go ahead and inhale, reach the hands up. Round the feet. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale so slowly. Lower the hands down along the sides. Pausing here for a moment. Let the palms come to the front of the room. The feet are in contact. firmly with the ground. Allow the heart rate to settle. Maybe the gaze closes down. We're going to inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, slowly rise up. Hands come all the way up. Exhale, forward. Let the head be heavy. Inhale to rise. Still breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward. Beautiful. Maybe the gaze closes down. Again, just tapping into how does this feel? How is your body feeling right now? What do you need more of? Maybe it's more breath in. Maybe it's more breath out. Move at a rhythm and a pace that feels good for you. Feel so strong and grounded in your feet. On the next inhale to rise, pause with the hands all the way up. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, lower the hands down to the side. Again, let the breath settle. Let the heart settle. Come back in to find our comfortable seat here. Maybe you rebuild your throne. You can also come into a chair if that would be nice for you. Coming into our meditation practice here. So finding our easy seat, your comfortable seat. And the hands will either rest on the lap, or if you can reach them, you can grab onto the ankles. But by grabbing the ankles, the spine should still be long. So if your hands can't quite reach, for whatever reason, let the hands be on the lap. Crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. There's a slight tuck with the chin. And we inhale, the chest comes forward. Exhale, round the spine back. We'll keep the chin level this whole time. Remember, the breath is the most important piece to hold. So if you want to pause the movement, pause the movement. We'll do 108 of these, which ends up being about 3 minutes. Full inhale, full exhale. Gaze is closed down. And the eyes turn to look in between the eyebrows, our third eye gaze. Powerful breath here. It's about a 2-second on the inhale, 2 seconds on the exhale. reconnect with what it is that you are committing to. Doing a movement, the same movement for 3 minutes. We can get to this point where it is challenging. Not because the movement is necessarily hard, but because our mind starts to wander. We start to wonder, what time is it? How much longer do we have? Notice those thoughts and come right back to your breath. You're sucked on the inhale, numb on the exhale. Feel the power of your breath. The fullness of your breath. Feel your body temperature changing. All things that bring you right back into this physical space. Take a full deep breath in. Grow tall, tall, tall in the spine. Gaze stays closed. And exhale. Pausing here, noticing any sensations in your body. Feeling the breath settle back into its natural rhythm. You let the eyebrows settle down the face. The jaw unhinges. This can leave the mouth slightly open also. You can let the tongue settle from the roof of the mouth back into the lower part of the mouth. You can go ahead and blink the eyes open, coming back into our space here. Know that you are having a direct influence over the physiologic changes in your body, over the environmental changes that are happening around you, your interpersonal relationships, how your home feels, how your relationship with yourself is. These are all things that you have an influence on when you come into this consistent daily practice. We have one more week of our 21 days, and as a reminder, at the end you get to make the choice of what would you like to do next. And it could be taking a pause. It could be continuing with this same practice for another set of days until you reach 40 days, until you reach 100 days. Or it could be trying an entirely new practice for 21 days, or 40 days, or 100. So know you have options, you have choices. Make a conscious decision and continue to have this influence over your domain, yourself, as you come into the final week of your practice, of our challenge, really. We'll close with longtime sun as we do. And you can call to mind anyone who you'd like to wish this blessing upon. It can be yourself, it can be your family, your friends, your loved ones. It can also be anyone in our greater global community. Go ahead and rub the palms of the hands together and feeling into the sensation for your ability to generate heat and warmth and change. Bring the palms into heart center, thumbs in contact with the sternum, feeling the sensation of your heart beating, this drum that propels us forward. Draw up on the root lock. Navel center is pumping breath, our prana, our life force through our body. There's a slight tuck of the chin. Crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Take a full breath in. Suspend the breath and exhale. Take a full deep breath in. Suspend the breath and exhale. Third breath for longtime sun. May the longtime sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Thank you so much for giving me the gift of being your guide in your practice today. There is a light and a fire inside of me that sees and honors and deeply loves that same light and fire that resides inside each and every one of you. Sat Nam.